Hey everybody, HomeSliceHenry here, and before we get into the battles, I do want to talk about there's been some videos made. Apparently there's some kind of a new exploit in Go Battle League. It's really unfortunate to hear. Best we can hope for at the current moment is that it gets patched very quickly, and that Niantic bans people who are taking advantage of it. But in the meantime, I'm still going to be here making spicy videos. So in today's video, we're testing out a move update given to a truly terrible Pokemon, Breaking Swipe being given to REGIDRAGO. And against all odds, I was able to win about half my battles across 3 sets. So without further ado, let's hop into the matches, and let's go REGIDRAGO. Hopping into the first match, picking up a generally positive lead, Nidoqueen into Tapu Fini. I'm able to outpace here. I'm going to fire off the Poison Fang. Poison Fang will deal some solid chip damage. I wait 1 turn and switch into the Golisopod to catch the Surf. This is quite nice. Surf not going to do a lot of damage there since it is resisted. They're farming up energy. They go for the Aerial Ace catch onto Registeel. And the good news is I baited out the Regi. Regi, absolutely awful for REGIDRAGO. Although to be fair, just about any Pokemon is awful for REGIDRAGO. REGIDRAGO is stuck with non-stab Bite as its fast move. And Bite is just not good. And especially when you don't have same type attack bonus on it, it is incredibly rough. I'm going to send in the Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen will be able to absorb this resistant Focus Blast, no problem. And I'm going to look to massively overfarm to maximize my energy here. So I overfarm quite a bit. Opponent, now it's their turn to make a beautiful catch as they catch the Earth Power onto Tapu Fini. Very nicely done in the back. It is Golisopod. I'm going for this Poison Fang. And then you already know it is REGIDRAGO time. The bites begin to chip away at Golisopod's HP. Golisopod is going to be firing off the charge move here. They are running X-Scissor, and X-Scissor does quite a lot of damage. My REGIDRAGO is extremely poor IV. It's the best one I got out of the Elite Raids when it was here for the Elite Raids, and I really didn't want to build a second one. I'm now firing off the Breaking Swipe. I get the shield. Opponent switches into Registeel, resetting the Breaking Swipe debuff on the Golisopod. I'm going to be shielding up. They go for the Zap Cannon, looking for the debuff, and they get the debuff. I continue to farm with REGIDRAGO, and I get the farm down. I'm now going to fire off the Breaking Swipe. This is their final Pokemon. They have no way to reset this debuff. I'm farming up with REGIDRAGO, switching into the Nidoqueen to force them to throw energy. Golisopod fires off the Liquidation. That gets the KO. In comes REGIDRAGO. REGIDRAGO gets the farm down, and that's a good game. Hopping into the next match, and we see a pretty tough lead as we lead Nidoqueen into Greninja. I'm going to farm up 4 Poison Jabs, and then look to switch into Golisopod to catch what should hopefully be the Hydro Cannon. Opponent does go for the Hydro Cannon, and that's a big catch. They're staying in with the Greninja, so I'm going to take advantage. I'm going to fire off this Aerial Ace. Aerial Ace will deal some solid damage as Greninja is very frail. Greninja continuing to farm. Opponent tries to catch the Aerial Ace onto Ampharos, but I hold on to my energy and I fire off the Liquidation. Liquidation connects. Ampharos continuing to farm. Ampharos looking for the farm down, but Golisopod will not be denied, making it to the Liquidation. That connects and gets the KO. And these battles are clipped from my live stream, so if you notice, there might be some moments where the frame rate isn't quite what it is for the other videos, and that's just because these were some fun battles clipped from the live stream. But now, I'm in a bit of a difficult situation here, as this Greninja is a problem. Bite does absolutely nothing. They go for the Hydro Cannon. That is, of course, going to be resisted. In the back, opponent has Poliwrath. I'm going to fire off this Breaking Swipe to get a debuff onto the Poliwrath, and then it is Nidoqueen time. In comes the Nidoqueen. Nidoqueen farming up, and I'm going to be shielding everything they throw here. Poliwrath will go for the Scald. Do we get the debuff? We do not get debuffed. That is absolutely crucial. I'm firing off the Poison Fang. Poison Fang will connect. And now I can make it to the Earth Power. And Earth Power wouldn't KO on its own, but after the Poison Fang debuff, it will. We get the KO. In comes Greninja. And you know what? I'm trusting in REGIDRAGO. It's a very dangerous thing to do, as REGIDRAGO is one of the worst possible Pokemon for the Open Ultra League, but let's see what it can do. Night Slash doesn't KO. Greninja farming up. It's a CMP tie, and since I have a shield left, this is a guaranteed win. I shield the Night Slash, but the opponent has nothing they can do to stop the Breaking Swipe from KOing Greninja and getting the win. Picking up a pretty decent lead in the next match, Nidoqueen into Shadow Dragonite. Nidoqueen can do pretty well here thanks to the Poison Fang debuffs, but going for the Poison Fang right away is pretty predictable, and my opponent makes a nice catch, catching the Poison Fang on a Jellicent. I'm going to look for a catch of my own. I'm farming up with the Nidoqueen, looking for the Surf catch onto Regidrago, but my opponent holds onto their energy, and now they're going to get to connect with the Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball does quite a lot of damage. Regidrago is just going to look for the one shield farm down play. Regidrago will leave with a Breaking Swipe loaded, but the issue is I'm pretty sure Dragonite wins CMP, and Dragonite definitely has a move banked. In comes the Dragonite, and they do win CMP. I'm burning my final shield. Not usually the best plan, well, to run Regidrago whatsoever, but also to double shield your Regidrago. Breaking Swipe gets the shield back. I'm switching back into the Nidoqueen and firing off the Poison Fang. This will deal some nice damage onto the Shadow Dragonite. Dragonite will commit the shield. I'm farming up with the Nidoqueen. I can't quite make the Poison Fang. They're firing off the Dragon Claw. Dragon Claw barely does not KO, and I make the last second Poison Fang. Is this going to be enough to KO the Dragonite? Yes, it is. In the back, it's Virizion, and I see a win con here. I'm going to be sending in the Golisopod to force them to throw energy. They're firing off a charge move, and this is not enough for a Stone Edge. Just going to be a Leaf Blade, and Golisopod can tank 2 Leaf Blades. They're firing off another Leaf Blade. I have the Aerial Ace banked, and I win CMP. So now's when I switch. I switch into Regidrago. Regidrago able to make it to the Breaking Swipe, and this means it's game over, as Breaking Swipe will comfortably put the Virizion into Aerial Ace range. Virizion leaves with the move, but Golisopod wins CMP, denying the energy and getting the win. We see a very tough lead in the next match. Nidoqueen into Giratina Altered. I'm going to need to switch out. Immediate save switch into Golisopod. My opponent will be able to outpace due to the one-turn switch as they fire off their Dragon Claw. Dragon Claw will connect into the Golisopod. I'm farming up, and I decide to go for a Liquidation here. I'm hoping for a debuff. It is a decently small chance, and unfortunately, I do not get the debuff. That is quite unfortunate. They're firing off another Dragon Claw. Dragon Claw will connect into the Golisopod. I'm farming up with the Golisopod, and unfortunately, I accidentally overfarm here, and I'm forced to burn a shield. Definitely not ideal. I do have the back-to-back Aerial Aces now, though. I'm going for Aerial Ace number 1. That will be shielded by the Giratina, and now I'm going for Aerial Ace number 2. I'm really hoping this is going to KO. Aerial Ace barely does not. Giratina lives on 1 HP. I try and snipe with the Bite. Typically, one-turn fast move should just get the KO there, but unfortunately, my opponent does get New Mechanic. They have Virizion in the back, and Tapu Fini. Wait, this might be doable for Nidoqueen. I'm able to apply a lot of super effective damage here. Poison Fang is shielded. My opponent's shield in the first, of course, means that future Poison Fangs are going to do more, and they have no way to stop it. Surf will be shielded. I'm farming up and going for Poison Fang number 2. At this range, this just straight up KOs. The Tapu Fini is KO'd. Now in comes the Virizion. Virizion is going to be firing off the Leaf Blade. Leaf Blade not going to be enough to KO. Nidoqueen, farm it up. I have to throw on less than optimal timing just to get this damage off. Poison Fang connects. I send in the Regidrago, and I need Regidrago to either make it to a Breaking Swipe or be able to farm down with Poison Jabs from the Nidoqueen. They're farming up. They're going for the Sacred Sword. This will be lethal. Opponent, Sacred Sword. They go for an undercharge, but it's too much of an undercharge. They were trying to farm down and leave with the move, but instead, Regidrago gets the win. We see Virizion again in the next match, and Nidoqueen is very happy to see it. My opponent is going to save switch into Golisopod, and I'm just going to stay in with the Nidoqueen, and due to their switch taking 1 turn, I can outpace to the Poison Fang, and then I can look to overfarm, switch into Golisopod, and get the catch. That one, honestly, they had the move from the moment that I threw mine. It was more of just when are they going to throw, attempting to guess it, and we guessed correctly, and that's massive. Because the Liquidation, of course, isn't going to do a whole lot of damage. They go for the X-Scissor, I can tank that no problem, and now I can go for the Aerial Ace and preserve switch advantage. My opponent, if they send in Virizion, Virizion is going to take double super effective damage from the Aerial Ace, and I intentionally overfarmed by 1 in the Golisopod mirror, so I would be able to outpace here. Aerial Ace connects, that does massive damage onto the Virizion, and now I should hopefully be in a pretty good spot. I send in the Nidoqueen. In the back, it's a Wall Rain. Oh no, this is not good. They baited out the Golisopod, and now Wall Rain is set to sweep. I fire off the Poison Fang to get the debuff, and in comes Regidrago. I'm going to be shielding everything here, and just trying to get that Breaking Swipe debuff. I'm farming up. Unfortunately, I will get outpaced here, so I am going to be committing the shield. Then I'll throw one bite and the Breaking Swipe, so that way I'm throwing in the middle of their Powder Snow. This Breaking Swipe will be shielded up by the Wall Rain, but now their attack is lowered. This is good. This hopefully means I can now tank an Icicle Spear. Icicle Spear connects. I'm able to withstand that damage. I'm farming up, trying to make it to the Breaking Swipe. I get to the Breaking Swipe. In comes Virizion. This will come close to KOing. My opponent is going to commit the shield, and I can send back in the Nidoqueen here. And if I can farm down, Nidoqueen wins CMP over that Wall Rain. I'm looking for the farm down. I get the farm down, and with that, I get the win. Wall Rain banked a move, but they do not get to use it as Nidoqueen wins CMP and gets the win. Moving into the next match, leading Nidoqueen into Poliwrath. Now, of course, Nidoqueen is going to be resisting the fast move of Poliwrath, which is Counter, but the slightly uncomfortable thing, of course, is that Poliwrath is typically running Scald, which is for massive super effective damage. I farm up to the Earth Power, and I bait with the Poison Fang, and I'm actually able to grab a shield. That's quite nice. They're going to full send the Scald. I'm going to look to farm up with the Nidoqueen. I'm farming up to the Earth Power, and I end up waiting a turn just to make sure they don't catch it on any flyers. Earth Power will be shielded by my opponent. They have enough for the Scald, so I am going to be shielding here. Now the question is, after I shield this, can I do enough damage to potentially KO with the Poison Fang? They're not going to let me find out. Instead, they're going to save switch into Shadow Skuntank. Skuntank wins CMP, Crunch, gets the Nidoqueen low, but Nidoqueen is able to hang on, and you better believe this Earth Power is getting the one-shot onto the Shadow Skuntank. My opponent, what are they going to send in? Is it going to be the Poliwrath? Is it the final Mon? And it's the final Mon, and it's a Guzzlord. And this is the one time in the 3 sets that I wish that I had X-Scissor. X-Scissor, I probably just win this game if I'm running X-Scissor instead of Aerial Ace, but unfortunately, I'm running Aerial Ace. So I am in a massive amount of trouble here. I'm firing off another Aerial Ace. Aerial Ace, just not going to do a lot of damage. Guzzlord is very bulky. Guzzlord looking for the farm down, but they can't quite get there. Golisopod makes another Aerial Ace. I have to hope that my opponent just throws energy into the Nidoqueen, but they do not. Nidoqueen gets farmed down. In comes Regidrago, and I can't get the bite down. They're firing off a charge move. They end up going for a Crunch here, looking for a debuff. In comes Poliwrath. It's going to be a race, and it's a race that I lose. Bite, just not the greatest fast move ever, and unfortunately, I get countered down as I make it to the Breaking Swipe. Hopping into the final match, leading Nidoqueen into Pidgeot. Pidgeot oftentimes is paired with one of the Swords of Justice in the back, which would be pretty good for me, as Nidoqueen does very well into the swords. I'm firing off the Poison Fang here. My opponent does have enough for the Brave Bird. I decide at the last second to respect it, and I'm very happy that I did. My opponent now going to send in Jellicent, and oh boy, it is Regidrago time. These bites are chipping away. They go for the Shadow Ball. That does so much damage. Regidrago, come on, man. Oh my goodness, that is not ideal. Breaking Swipe will connect. Surely after the debuff, I can survive the Shadow Ball, right? I've lowered their attack. Surely now I can tank it. Nope, I get KO'd. I'm going to send in Golisopod. Unfortunately, looks like the frame rate did dip a bit there, but I am able to get the farm down, and now back in comes Pidgeot. I'm firing off the Liquidation. This does quite a lot of damage. My opponent commits a shield in the back. They have Cobalion, and this is going to be a bit awkward. I'm firing off the Earth Power here. Earth Power does a lot of damage. My opponent will commit the shield. The unfortunate thing is Earth Power does not one-shot Cobalion here. So I think what I'm going to need to do is land a Poison Fang into an Earth Power to get the win. I am going to have to take another Sacred Sword here. Sacred Swords, of course, don't do a lot, but the important thing is that the damage will just slowly add up over time, which is what my opponent is counting on. So I have the Poison Fang debuff set up, which is quite good. I'm going to be shielding here. I have to watch for a catch from my opponent. In comes Pidgeot. I'm going to farm up, and now I send in Golisopod. If they Brave Bird, I can just Poison Jab down, so they're forced to go for a Feather Dance. Feather Dance, of course, is going to be debuffing my attack. I'm firing off the Liquidation, but now that my attack is lowered, this will not KO. Pidgeot, able to tank it. Pidgeot will be firing off the charge move, and I think, unfortunately, I'm going to be losing this game. I'm going to get the farm down with the Nidoqueen, but again, I need the Poison Fang into the Earth Power to KO. So I'm going for the Poison Fang here. Poison Fang connects onto that Cobalion. I make it to the Earth Power, and I win CMP. Wait, did we win? Yes, we did. Earth Power gets the KO, and that is a good game. All in all, I had a ton of fun getting to run REGIDRAGO. REGIDRAGO, breaking a swipe is an improvement on it, but it's not going to be able to do much of anything until it gets a better fast move. Now, we were running some sims on stream, and if it gets Dragon Breath as its fast move, it instantly becomes like a top meta pick in the Open Ultra League with an insane win rate. So maybe not necessarily Dragon Breath, but something slightly better than Bite to at least give this very cool Pokemon, which has an awesome design, an opportunity to shine a bit in the Open Ultra League. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And a special thank you as always to our members here on YouTube. The support guys provide is sincerely appreciated. So thank you guys oh so very much. And until next time, I've been HomeSliceHenry.